All right, so the first thing, most important thing is consistency. Let's get that out the way. Consistency. I don't care how intense the feeling is, just make sure you're consistent. Because if you have strong feelings for me, but you're not consistent, that doesn't help anybody. So you could love me all the way to the moon, but if I can't predict your behavior, if I don't know you're not gonna be here tomorrow, if I don't know whether or not to tell people that you're gonna be at the party because you're not consistent enough, then I don't give a fuck how intense your love is. I don't want it, because eventually it's gonna turn against me, and it's gonna create problems. So they may have intense feelings for you, but if it gets in the way of their consistency, their time rate of response, meaning that they always take a long time to respond, right? Their frequency of seeing you, all of those things are, for me, I don't care how much you like me. If you're not consistent, if you don't see me frequently enough, and your response time is shit, you're gonna cause me more problems than good. It's just gonna stress me out. So let's just get that out the way. That to me is the most important thing, right? Because consistency is a sign that there is emotions that are intense that's driving you to compulsively repeat the behavior. But when there's no consistency in the person, it just means there's an absence of intense emotions that causes them to repeat the behavior. Like I said, it's the crackhead effect. If they're not consistent, that means they don't feel a drive. You think people who are couples are just talking to each other consistently and being around them all the time because they just want to, or because that's the right thing to do, motherfucker? No, it's a compulsion, a deep and intense compulsion that drives them to irrationally want to be around your ass all day. Some people are insufferable, and yet because we're humans and we have the desire to connect, they'll want to be around them, right? So it's kind of like this is the one that you just cannot compromise. It's uncompromised. Now the next one is, if you see the next one, then that's fine. But I'm just saying that without these three that I just told you, consistency, predictability, and good response time, if it's not there, the rest, I don't give a fuck about the rest. Okay? All right. So that's three. The next one is pays attention to detail. This one, if people have a tough time communicating how they feel about you, what most people do then as a result is that they show you through their actions, because actions speak louder but they're silent at the same time. And what you'll notice is that they'll do random acts of kindness. They pay attention to the details of you. When is your birthday, your favorite cat, your favorite celebrity, what you like and what you don't like. They give you little acts of kindness based on the details that they pay attention. Why? Because like I said, when you like someone, it naturally lowers your self-esteem because you want their validation intensely, in the beginning at least. After a while, it raises your self-esteem once you have the consistency. But the insecurity you tend to feel and the desire for their validation causes you to pay attention to more detail. You start to notice little things about them. But when you don't like someone, when there's no intense feelings, your vision and your focus on them doesn't get narrowed. It actually, you don't pay enough attention when you don't have those feelings. But when you like someone, those feelings create an intensification. They're able to see all of the little details of you. They're able to notice the little pores in your face. They're able to notice what triggers you, what doesn't trigger you. They're able to notice the little habits and little routines that you have, and those are things that they pay attention to. Similar to, so when somebody feels insecure around certain things, what tends to happen is that their attention becomes intense. It just intensifies. But when you don't feel insecure, what you'll notice is that the attention gets less intense. And the intensification of the attention is there to create some sense of security inside. So that with that comes with just them remembering the little things about you. And that's why when they don't have intense feelings for you, they don't notice little details about you. That's just how that works. So they'll be like, so you'll tell them, you're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go read a book. And they were like, oh, are you gonna go read Charlie's Web? You're like, how the fuck you know? Because they're noticing. You're like, oh, I'll be back. I'm gonna go somewhere. And they're like, oh, are you gonna go get that ice cream you always get? I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna go get that ice cream that I always get. How you know that? And they're like, oh, because I know, motherfucker, I pay attention. Right? And that is a sign that they may not tell you they like you, but if you're noticing they know those little details, it means they like you more than they really show you. The next one is that they mirror you. This is a big one. They're gonna mirror your values. If you start doing crack, they're gonna do some crack, man. They're gonna start mirroring your love and your desires. They're gonna start imitating. They're gonna start changing their value system for you. In other words, love has an imitative quality. Why? Because when you were a child, your parents were in front of you. When you were a little creepy kid, you imitated your parents out of love for them. Now, the imitation doesn't come just because you're a monkey. The imitation comes because it's a survival mechanism. But as we grow up, our brain is wired to imitate those who provide value. Is wired to imitate those who we love. And the reason why is because imitation is an easier form of learning rather than just learning through experience. Because you're a child, you don't know what's good or bad for you. But when you see your parents like food, but then you see your parents not like certain food, through that you could kind of understand what's good and what's bad for you. Oh, mama likes that. Mama likes food. Let me eat it. Oh, mama ate dirt and she didn't like it. Let me not eat it. So kids develop a sort of an understanding of the world through seeing what their parents like and dislike. And so they use that as a way to survive, because if they live that long with that type of wiring, most likely it'll work for me. So you can see love has that imitation quality. And because of that, when you grow up, that's what you're gonna do when you love someone. You're gonna imitate them, because that's how humans are wired to connect with other people. And this imitation quality comes in many different forms. They start to imitate your inside jokes. They start to like the things that you like. They start to eat the foods that you eat, adopt the types of food you adopt. They start to mimic your facial expressions. They start to mimic the words that you use, the type of jokes that you use. If you have a dark sense of humor, they might even start leaning towards a dark sense of humor. They'll imitate your gestures, your postures, mannerism. They'll imitate the way as a way to build rapport. And the reason why is because, like I said, imitation happens when there is rapport between people, when they admire you or when they love you, right? And what tends to happen is that both couples begin to imitate each other to such a degree that they end up becoming the same person over time. Even the face begins to reflect the other person's face. You guys begin to look similar to each other. And if you actually look and study this, you'll notice that the more time they spend with each other, the more similar facial expressions they begin to have, the longer they are together, right? And so this happens through imitation. And if you don't see that imitation in someone, it means they don't have those types of feelings. But this is something that they cannot hide. Because when you love someone, you're going to imitate them. Whether you're conscious of it or not, you're going to imitate them. You weren't aware, well, maybe you were, that you were, well, no, you weren't. You weren't aware that you were imitating your parents and adults when you were learning language. The accent that you learned, that little freaking accent, you imitated that shit, copycat. Like, that was imitation. You weren't aware. But because you depended on their survival, you loved them, then you started imitating. And we depend on our emotional survival on our partners because we invest a lot in them. So that's one thing. Imitation, people. I mean, how do you know people love you? They imitate you. The next one is when they're saying goodbye to you, when you guys are being separated, you're going on vacation or you're breaking up or you're traveling for a while, what you'll notice is that their faces are you can see it in their face. When you're saying goodbye, they're holding emotions in. When somebody's holding in emotion, you'll notice it. They're like, you know what I'm saying? When you say goodbye, you'll see it in their face. There's something in their face that they're trying to tell you. They may not make eye contact with you. Their face might be lower. Like, you'll notice that they're just not normal. That means that they really like you. And they're holding in intense emotions, especially when you say goodbye. When you say goodbye to someone, either breaking up or leaving them or vacation or whatnot, the end of things, the realization that something's ending, creates intense emotions, makes you more sensitive. It intensifies what's already there. So goodbyes goodbyes are really good ways to say and sense what a person's true feeling is, because people don't want to show you how they feel a lot of the times. That's the thing. Just say someone's gonna die in my family, right? And I don't really express my feelings for them, and they say, "Oh, I'm gonna die right now," and I'm like, and if they say I'm gonna die right now, I may start crying. I may say, "Please don't leave," and then let's just say God comes out of nowhere and heals them. Now I'm like, "Oh, so you're not gonna die?" And they're like, "No, Jesus healed me." Okay. Forget what I just said. I know I said a lot of things, but let's just act like that didn't happen, right? I mean, we all could relate to that, right? Like, I'm not saying like, but we all could sense how saying goodbye. It's like having a going away party. Oh, Bob is about to retire, and everyone's crying. And then next week, you see fucking Bob, and you're like, motherfucker, what the fuck are you doing here? Oh, well, man, you have decided not to retire. I told you all of that shit, how I'm gonna miss you, and now I'm about to see your face for the next 10 years. Right? So it's like the leaving process does intensify emotions to the point where if you're hiding it, it'll come through. And the way you see that, there's just through your nonverbal cues. You see like the trying to hold it in type of shit, right? The next one is they'll support you during the tough times, especially silent support. They'll be there. They may not say everything you want to hear, but they're there. Their presence is there. Their physical presence is there. And a lot of the time, sometimes having just being there physically says a lot, especially during tough times. Because when somebody doesn't like you, they don't want to be around you when you're crying, right? Because you don't elicit that compassion response. You elicit an awkward response when you show intense, sad emotion to someone who doesn't feel any feelings for you. But when somebody really likes you, those sad emotions don't create awkward feelings of like, bitch, I don't even know you to be crying like this in front of me. It makes them actually want to help because they actually feel affection towards you. And the last one is that they're willing to work on their flaws. If there's a problem between you and them, the conflict doesn't separate you guys. In fact, the conflict brings you guys closer because a conflict, like I said, when they like you, conflict creates intense emotions because that conflict could risk the relationship, right? And so the conflict, when somebody likes you, actually makes them want to reconciliate, makes them want to fix what's wrong in the moment. But when they don't like you, it makes us a bitch. The fuck? Hell no, you fix your own self, man. There's no problem here. What the hell? It doesn't create that sense of like, oh my God, I might lose them. And so the emotions that's already there comes up. If they don't like you, if they don't have those feelings, the conflict will say, honestly, I don't give a fuck about this. If you want to, go find somebody else if you want to change me. But when they like you, oh my God, I'm really pissing them off. I did not know they were that pissed off at me. And they look really mad. I think I might lose them. All right, you know what? Let's try to work this out. Now, mind you, that's a quality of your character, right? Some people, they may love you, but they may not have that character trait where they're able to self-reflect, right? So that's problematic. But generally speaking, yeah, 100%. Like when they really have feelings for you, they try to work on them. But now understand this. I don't care how good your holy Deze or the holy Pum Pum is that you have. You can't change people. Love does not change people. They have to feel the incentive to change. But people who do love you, people who do have intense emotions for you, they have a higher likelihood of trying to work on their flaws to try to fix the relationship. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mindful Attraction University, taught by Professor Alex, where I teach you all of the strategies to improve your dating life and all of the courses that I have all in one place. And you can get it at a highly discounted rate. So that means you can purchase all of my basic courses without the bundles, usually at $600. You can purchase it now at $399, people, not $400. $399 for psychological purposes. Yeah, that's right. Oh my fucking God, he's showing us a scam. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Father Alex does that. So that means you could get emotional mastery, the psychological game of attraction, the feminine woman, natural chemistry, charisma blueprint, and nice girl at a discounted rate. But then, if you want to get the master's degree of the Mindful Attraction University, taught by Professor Alex, you could get the premium version, where usually all of the courses cost $1,200. Now you can purchase them all at $799 or 4 payments of $200. You guys can now also do like a payment plan. Feminine woman, emotional mastery, the whole shebang with all of the bonuses at one lower price, people. And with that, honestly, this is the type of thing that I know that if you guys get, it'll fix your dating life in ways you guys cannot imagine. Now, my worry is that it is a lot of content. Like it is, and I'm not a fan of giving people a lot of content because I don't want informational junkies. But this is the best way to get it all at all in one price. Now, look, mind you, if you purchase the bundle, I'm just gonna be honest, there's no refunds. purchasing the whole bundles. If you guys think you guys are not gonna like it, I would prefer if you guys buy one course to see if you like it, and if you don't like that course, you could get your money back and don't purchase the bundle, right? But if you like that course, you guys can send me an email and say, hey, can I upgrade to the bundle? Pay the difference, and there you guys will get it. But it's just that, look, man, you guys know my content. If you like one course, you like it all, right? So that's the only caveat. But I know damn well, if you purchase it, your dating life will never be the same. Okay. Now, for those who purchase the courses but want to add to the bundle, you guys can message me and maybe we could come up with a price so that you guys can get it, while being able to not have to pay all the crazy prices. Okay. So just click on the description down below. There you'll see the ability to purchase the Wifey basic package, which is the one that you see here for $3.99 without the bundles and without the bonuses. But if you guys want to purchase it with the bonuses, which is a lot of content, and I'm afraid because it's a lot of content, you guys can purchase it right here with either 4 payments of $200 or one-time payment of $7.99, right? And yeah, and by the way, I made this design, Father Radix is being inclusive here and stuff like that. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you guys can support the channel by purchasing those courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.